Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. We are going to talk about the classic Silent Night, Deadly Night. But before we do, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel, like and subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. So we get into the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, old horror classic from 1984. You got Lillian Chauvin, Gilmer McCormick, and Tony Nero, directed by Charles E. Sellers Jr. This is actually the first time owning this movie since VHS. Because, of course, when it came out, it had so much controversy about it. Back in the day, having Santa go around killing people wasn't the greatest idea parents liked. So when it came to the video stores, no one was carrying it. Of course, video stores weren't on every street corner back then. So I actually forked out like about $60. I actually had the local video store order it for me. So I've owned this on VHS. I still got it somewhere. I have to find out where the hell it's buried in storage somewhere, but I know I didn't get rid of it. I always hung on to it for that reason. But I've never owned it again, no Laserdisc, no DVD. So it was nice to finally get this. And even today, after all these years, it holds up. There's a lot of movies you'll watch after 30 plus years, and there's just like, what the hell were you thinking when you first saw it? But this one is still really enjoyable after all this time. I just watched it over Christmas, and I still love it. It's a great movie. The premise of a little kid that sees his parents murdered by Santa Claus, and he goes to an orphanage, and he gets abused there. And then so later on, when he gets 18, they get him a job at a local toy store, and end up putting him in a Santa suit. And then everything kind of clicks, and he snaps and goes on a killing rampage. Now this Blu-ray release comes from Shout Factory. It came out in 2017. Has a theatrical and extended uncut as well. Now there is a previous Blu-ray version available from Starz Anchor Bay that came out in 2014. But it only has the unrated version, not the theatrical. And from what I never owned it, but from what I read, the quality of it sucked ass. So definitely nice to have a newer version from Shout. It was originally filmed on 35mm, and they did a 4K scan of the original camera negative, and they did a phenomenal job on it. Now, keep in mind, if you watch the uncut version, there's actually a screen before the movie starts, a little disclaimers, because the uncut scenes, the stuff that was added back in, they did not have a good source material for that, so it looks like shit. You can get jumps from the newer 4K scan, and he added scenes. Basically, it looks like old crappy VHS clips edited in. So it's kind of be a personal preference of what you want. If you want to, it is a little distracting. Honestly, I don't think the scenes add much to the movie. Watching the theatrical, I think it's clean. You don't have any of the jumping back and forth of quality. So it's a matter of what you want to see. If they're on separate discs. One disc is theatrical, and one disc is the uncut. Now, even as there are some specs throughout, so like a lot of times you see all these movies being redone from older days onto 4K. They get new scans, but the thing is, it costs a lot. It takes a lot of time and money to do a full-on restoration where they can remove those specs. Because I remember seeing years ago in one of the bonus features of some disc, I forget which one it was, and they talked about this one company, how they went through frame by frame, and they can actually remove a spec, and they can take the same little pixels from another frame and copy it over. They remove all the specs, and it's really, it might have been Wizard of Oz when they talked about the restoration of that. But, you know, this is an old cult horror movie, so I don't see them ever, you know, what do they gain by spending that much extra money by doing a full-on restoration? But, like I said, you know, it has the specs throughout, but even with that, it is a wonderful transfer here. Great solid colors, you know, the red Santa outfits, the black and white of the nuns, they're really nice, solid. You know, those colors are really packed in there. You know, the facial hair, clothing textures. When they go visit the grandpa at the nursing home, the pajamas he's wearing, the textures there, and the details really jump off the screen. Now, nice pops of color. You got the one scene at the orphanage where the kids are outside playing in the snow, and Mother Superior comes out, and then one kid has this orange hat and boots on, and those just freaking leap off the screen with that white and the snow and the dirt. And at the toy store, there's some really good colors there. You know, you'll see a lot of the yellows really come off the screen. So yeah, Shout Factory did a wonderful job with this. Even though it's not a full-on restoration, just, you know, new scan. They had good, they had some good source material. And for the audio, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0. And it's probably pretty good because, like I talked about in some other reviews, sometimes these older movies don't know how to mix them in the surround. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I think they just left it alone. But in itself, this track is really good. It's crisp, clear. You know, all the dialogue you can hear, all the sound effects. It gives you an illusion of having surrounds. It's actually pretty well done. Nice balance across the front. Now for the packaging, you know, just a standard keep case. Now since I just got mine, I got mine through the Shocktober sale. So of course, you know, they don't have the slip covers anymore, but if you know me, I don't like them anyways. But so basically, when it comes to shot releases, if you want a slip cover, you need to get them as soon as they, you know, become available. And like I said here, you got the 2 discs, the theatrical version and the uncut, different artwork. And also they have the reversible cover art, which Shout Factory does a lot. Not all of them, but majority of their covers, they have the reversible cover. So I flipped it over to the original. I prefer that better. But of course, I'll be swapping out this cover with a custom one I designed, which you can check out. I've posted a video recently showing my custom covers for the entire Silent Night, Deadly Night collection. You can check that out. So once I'm done here, I'll go up and I'll swap the cover out for this. Now for the bonus features, we have the theatrical trailer, radio spot, TV spots, Sleigh Bells Ring, the story of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which features interviews with writer Michael Hickley and co-executive producers Scott J. Schneed and Dennis Whitehead, and editor, second unit director Michael Spence, composer Perry Botkin, and actors Robert Brian Wilson and Linnea Quigley. And then we have Silent Night, Deadly Night film locations, then and now. Audio commentary with Robert Brian Wilson and Scott J. Schneed. Audio commentary with Michael Hickley, Perry Botkin, Scott J. Schneed, and Michael Spence. And audio interview with director Charles E. Seller Jr. Santa's Stocking of Outrage. And then finally we have a poster and still gallery. So we actually have some stuff poured over from old release, but also some new stuff here from Shout. So to wrap it up, there's a very solid release from Shout Factory. If you have the old Anchor Bay Stars, throw it out and pick this up. Or if you've never seen it, if you like a good old classic horror movie, I highly recommend picking this up. It's a great movie after all these years. Right now it's not available on Amazon and sold out. eBay's high prices, but Shout still has them right now for $22.99, so that's not too bad. I got mine through that, like I said, Shocktober sale. I think I got mine for about 20 bucks maybe. Again, highly recommend picking this up. So that pretty much does it for my look on Silent Night, Deadly Night, the Blu-ray. Please check out my other videos on my channel. Like and subscribe. Turn your bell notifications on for future videos, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.